Hello everyone, and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. And today is the day we wait for each month. Today is November the 30th, 2025. The last day of the month when we have the slideshow. And that's what everybody looks forward to. I know, I do as well. Before we get started on that though, I first want to welcome all of you here. If you are new, you might want to check out maybe last month's to find out what is going on here. But every month I show, and I'll be doing it again today, I show a butterfly, and from that butterfly you take the colors as inspiration to make an item and send it to me by the end of the month. And I'll talk a little bit more about that maybe later in the video. And at the end of the month, I do a slideshow of everything that people have sent me. And I hope you'll enjoy. This is a great time to check out my videos because people really do enjoy the slideshow and seeing what everybody makes and getting some inspiration from it. To my regular viewers, thank you so much for coming back and giving me a little bit of time out of your week. I know how much you do enjoy this slideshow, and I appreciate your participation in it. Now, just before we get started in the slideshow, maybe I should first encourage people that are new to subscribe and encourage everybody watching to hit the thumbs up and particularly to comment. The comments mean so much to me. I really do appreciate those of you that take the time to comment each video. And while I'm talking about appreciating your comments, I guess I should first backtrack and talk about what I am wearing. That's where I should start. I am wearing a cocoon. You can see it, the sleeves there. You will remember that I made this during the fall. For some reason, I guess I was getting up before the heat was on, and it was very cold in the house, and I wanted something warmer to put on. So I made this cocoon, which was a blend of two different colors of yarn. I don't remember the yarn I use now, and this is quite thicker than any of the other cocoons I've ever made. And it's turned quite cold. It's cold outside, very blustery, windy, and it's cold down here. I even turned on the heat today for the first time. So this is just no pattern. It's the way I make a cocoon. Next, before we get to the slideshow, I'm trying to hold off, aren't I? I want to thank some people. I received a number of cards in the mail today. Now, Christmas cards are starting to come, and I'm going to hold off on the Christmas cards until I get into my 12 days of Christmas. So later this week, I'll share with you the cards I'm receiving. But I received a couple of other cards today, and I really do want to thank people. First of all, I received this cute little card from Linda. Linda is in Illinois. Thank you so much. About three and a half weeks ago, I lost my little kitty, who was the co-host here on the channel. And I think this is so cute. Cats have a way of finding a person who will love them forever, because that's who they'll be waiting for at Heaven's Gate. And that's an adorable little kitty. And thank you very much, Linda, for the card and the message. And then I received another card, and just a plain note card that was written in, and the card is from Joyce. And Joyce just wanted to kind of cheer me up. She knew I had been between losing my cat and then the following week being sick, really sick. I had a miserable time that week. She just wanted to write and cheer me up. And I thank you very much, Joyce, for that. And I appreciate your words in the card, and that'll keep private for us. But I do appreciate it when people are thinking of me and send me a note. It really does cheer me up. It does make me feel better. And I appreciate your kind words so very much. You'll never know how touched I am that you think of me and take the time to write a card and send it to me. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started on our slideshow. I'll start by showing you, you did see this briefly a little over a week ago. The item I made, the butterfly was mostly browns, a grayish brown, had oranges in it, a little bit of white or cream. And I made this shawl called Modern Vintage. And you can see that it has lace on the edge of it. And I really liked this pattern. It wasn't overly difficult. Not even the lace. It had a chart, which definitely made it so much easier. And I used Oasis Fingering Smoky Quartz, and this is what I had left over. I weighed it, but I forget. But I had one problem, and that's my problem because I'm a loose crocheter. And I did kind of worry about this. There are supposed to be, see these fans? There are supposed to be 8 on either side of the middle. This goes to a point and then it starts to decrease again. Well, I went to the end of the 8th and then I weighed my yarn and I did not have half a skein left, which was surprising because Oasis Fingering does have more yarn in it than most. It has 500 yards, but I didn't have enough. So I looked at her instructions, and she did give instructions for what to do. If you didn't have enough yarn, you go back and you only do 7.5, and then she gives the instructions for changing direction and then going this way, and again you have 7.5. And it's fine. I followed the directions and it works. But in my mind, I don't like the point as much as I would have if I had done 8 complete fans and changed between 2 fans, changed direction. So given that, I am definitely, because I like this pattern and I like the lace, I am definitely going to do this pattern again. And I'm going to do it again in a brighter color. This one is, because it's darker, I don't think it shows off the lace as much. And I'm going to use a pearlescent fingering. Pearlescent fingering has 550 yards, and that extra 50 plus this, which was, I don't know, probably about 10 grams, and that will probably give me enough to be able to do the whole 8 on one side, 8 fans, and 8 on the other. And I think it'll show off the lacy bit better if I pick something a little bit brighter than this. This is nice, feels good, it's Oasis Fingering, but I'm going to do it again sometime in the new year with, I have a lot of pearlescent in pretty blues and a green and mauves probably. I'll find something that I can make this again. But that's what I made for our mal this month. So I'll just fold this up and put it aside. And by the way, because of a comment somebody made, I do want to remind you that when I show items like this that I've made, I can't keep them all. And if you are interested, would really like getting what my friend said, a Judy original, please contact me. I'm always willing to sell pretty much most of the items that I make. Every now and then I'll say, this is going in my stash, but mostly I take them to the craft show. And if it's something you think you would like, get in touch and I would be happy to discuss it with you. So anyway, that is, oh, and I forgot to mention, the pattern is on Ravelry and the designer is Vicky McCulloch. And like I said, not a bad pattern to do at all. And it has a chart for those of you that have decided you like charts as well. So now we're going to get started on the items you made. It's going to go a little faster today. We did have a substantial number fewer than usual, and I'll put your pictures across the screen as we discuss them. So the first one comes in from Charmaine, who lives in Florida. This is a Christmas shell placemat, and the designer is Maggie Lopez of Crochet Art Tutorial. Next, Raylene, who is in South Australia, she has sent this scarf called Desert Sands Scarf, and it was from a YouTube tutorial, Nana's Crafty Home. Nana's Crafty Home is the designer. Then we have Vicky C, and this Vicky is from California, and it's a hat that comes from a Bag O' Day tutorial, and it's called Back to Basics Beanie. Then Marie from Virginia has once again sent us another blanket that is destined to go to Boggy. She says did she say she had 30 some already? And again, this is a Bag O' Day pattern called the Solid Wave, and it would be a tutorial on YouTube. Tammy M, who is in Ontario, has sent in this fun cowl. Didn't tell me anything about it. I suspect it is her own design. Then we have Lillian, who is from Ontario. She has made this oven cloth, and the pattern came from a crochet magazine, and that's all that she told me about it. Then Lillian, who is from Singapore, has sent in this mountain morning scarf. And she said this is a pattern she got from Fiber Flux. So that means it's likely on YouTube. Tina, who's also from Australia, has once again sent in her 9-panel, I call it her 9-square panel. It has butterflies in each panel, and again she tells me it's from Pookie Doodle Crafts. And these are all going to go together at some point into a blanket, which I hope she'll share with us. Christine, who is in Kentucky, has made this scarf, I call them fashion scarves. It's a C.J. Brady pattern called Be Like a Sunflower. They are usually in kind of what is called a boomerang shape. And Barbara M., who is in Alberta, has sent in this knitted fireside wrap, and the pattern is by Pearl Soho. And Rebecca, who is in Mississippi, has done this large shawl, and it is a free pattern from Lion Brand. Then Bonnie S., who is in Pennsylvania, has done this Nora crochet sweater. And the pattern is by Tahido Josh Ropa. She sent me the pronunciation, and I hope I did it right. Moving on, Susan, who is in New Jersey, has sent in a doily, and she has included a picture with the book to show you the book that the doily comes from. I suspect it's a book she's had for a little bit. Linan has sent in a pair. She sent in a hat and a matching cowl. She's pretty much designed these herself, and they are made with a Tunisian field stitch. Kimberly is from Florida, and she has done this Flower Valley shawl. I've seen this shawl before. It's from the company called Sis Homemade. They make, where was I? The Flower Valley shawl. Designer is Joanna Grzelek, who is part of Sis Homemade Designs. They do some very intricate shawl patterns. Next, from Ellen, who is in Illinois, we have this bat wing sweater. It's from Ophelia Chalks, who tried to or intended to modify her Agatha Reading shawl into this sweater. And if I understand my notes correctly, Ellen modified the sweater and made it a poncho with sleeves. Next we have Debbie W. And she has sent in this, she's from California, I'm sorry. And she has sent in this pumpkin pie hot pad. And she combined patterns from 2 different designers and then did a little bit of her own modification to arrive at this hot pad. Josephine, who is from North Carolina, has done these socks. They are a pattern from Olga Poltava, and they are called the Best Crochet Socks. If I ever do socks, which I'm not inclined to, I think this is the pattern I should try. Now Debbie P., who is from Arizona, she has made this cardigan from MJ's Off the Hook, and you can see it's a small size. And also she's done the blanket that is from Mama Swift. It's Mama Swift's design. I think the tutorial is by Jax, creations by Jax, and it's called the Sweet Marshmallow Kiss. It was designed for Boggy Creek. Bonnie B., who lives here in Chatham, has done a couple of scarves and a hat, and these are of her own design, and she does that quite frequently. And Betty, who didn't tell me anything about where she's from, has done these Coastal Shores, this Coastal Shores wrap, and the design is by Evelyn and Peter. Donna, who is from New York, has submitted 2 items. One is the Sophie scarf from Petite Knots, very, very popular scarf in the knitting world. And she's also done Poppy the Chicken, and that's by Mama in a Stitch. And I really appreciate how you've written those in the picture. And if any of the rest of you are able to do this, I hope you do in the coming year. I'll talk about that next month. Cindy H., who's from Costa Rica, has done this V-stitch hat and a V-stitch scarf, and these are patterns from Fiber Spider. They can be found on YouTube. Denise from Minnesota has done a double crochet hat and a puff stitch cowl, And there is no pattern. She just came up with them herself. Then Deb M. from Arizona has done this shawl. I believe the name of the pattern is Fern, and it's from Jan Power Designs. Carmen, who is in California, has submitted 2 items. First, we have the City Block Cowl, a pattern she got from Lion Brand, and then the Soft Comfort Hat, and again a free pattern from Yarnspirations. Lots and lots of patterns available if you look into various yarn companies like Lion Brand, like Red Heart, and of course Yarnspirations has lots as well. Melissa from Pennsylvania is so busy doing hexagons, working on these hexagons for the Corey Dallas blanket that are patterned by Expression Fiber Arts. Have you started to put it together yet? That'll be a big job. Then Lori from Utah decided she needed an eyeglass case for her glasses and has come up with her own design. And Robin, oh, did I say Lori's from Utah? Not sure. Robin, who is from Ontario, has done more Rosy Posy squares by Sandra Paul. She submitted some last month as well. She says the squares from October, November, and December are going to go together to make 2 pillow covers. Hopefully, she'll show us the finished product. And finally, from Kathy W. in Ontario, we have another set. We have a cowl that's called the Stacked Rings Cowl, a pattern from Premier. And we have a hat called Warm One Hat, and this is by Betsy Tietler, I believe. So that brings us to the end. Much fewer this month. I think it's a combination of people being very busy with Thanksgiving coming up and preparing for Christmas as well. So a few did write and tell me they were sorry they didn't have time to get something done, but they would for sure send me something in December. So we had a grand total of 30, which is substantially less than usual. We have been hitting well into the 40s most months. I think now for over a year. I think we hit 50 the month of my 3rd podiversary and birthday, which is over a year ago now. And ever since we hit 50, we have stayed in the mid 40s most month. Only 30 this month, but that's okay. You know, I don't mind whatever number we get. We can enjoy whatever people send us. And I do appreciate that so many people take the time to make something and send it to me. So, because we always look forward to it and everybody enjoys it. So here's the next step, and that is this UPS people. That's who I thought was at the door, was UPS. I had a delivery that was to come between 11:30 and 3 o'clock, and usually I don't hear them at the door because I'm somewhere in the house, and then they reschedule it for delivery. Well, this is something coming from Canada. It's not like I got to pay on it. Why can't they just leave it at the door? I don't understand. But anyway, they weren't there when I went up to check. Oh, man. So they're probably not going to bring it till Monday now, and I need it today. Oh, they make me upset. Anyhow, okay, what we want to do is spin our wheel. So here we have the wheel, and I'm going to push it, and we're going to watch and see. Now you know it's for a free pattern, and this time it is for Lillian. And Lillian is in Singapore, and she did the Mountain Morning Scarf this month. So Lillian, I need you to contact me because I'll need to know your Ravelry name and of course the pattern that you would like to have sent to you. So congratulations, Lillian. And we'll put this up here and make a note of that. So then what are we waiting for? We are waiting to see what is the butterfly for the next month. Now this one should give you lots of color choices. Hopefully you don't have to put every color in as I tried to do, but you have lots of choices of colors this month. So here it is, December. Here's the butterfly. I'll leave it sitting there for a minute, and hopefully it's enough time for you to get your screenshot. So what do you think of that butterfly? I wanted something nice and bright and cheerful for the holiday time, and it's not Christmassy exactly, although there is some red in it. There is red and pink, as well as the blue and black, and a lot of silver or gray, which however you see it. It looks silver, but of course you may have to get gray for yarn. But anyway, here is what I'm going to do. I don't generally like to do this many colors. I don't work with this many colors, but I had them and I decided to go with it. I got them out thinking I would maybe select part of it, but here it's a very pretty blue that comes very close to the picture. And this is a pearlescent fingering from EFA. Then I picked this silvery color, or you might call it gray. They call it Dream Cloud, and it is a moon gleam fingering from EFA. Very soft, has silk in it. These both have silk in them. And then I picked this yarn. I've had this yarn for quite a while. It's from Black Cat. She's in BC, Canada. And it is a combination of pink and black with sparkle. Pink and black with sparkle. Yeah, 84% merino, 16% silver stellina. And I really like this. I did have intentions to figure out something to make on its own, but I'm thinking that I want to put it with this. So I'm going to put the picture at the side here of the butterfly and see how well, let's get the pink up where you can really see the pink. How well do these match that picture? And I have already picked a pattern. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I spent time looking for a pattern that would use 3 colors in it. And it has a lacy section in it. I think it's an asymmetrical triangle if I remember correctly. And I thought, okay, it had 3 different sections, so I'm going to put these 3 colors in it. And I think I'm going to like it. If I don't, I'll just tear back, find another pattern, and maybe only use 1 or 2 of these colors. But my plan right now is to use all 3 together in one kind of shawl or wrap. Now, the final thing we have to do is pick a date. Very busy time, December. And as you know, I'm going to be doing 12 Days of Christmas all through the month of December. Going to be busy up until Christmas, but I'm going to stay with our usual December 27th. The 27th is a Saturday, I believe. Christmas is on a Thursday, so yeah, the 27th would be a Saturday. And that's the deadline date. I want your pictures to me. Remember, when you send me a picture, you must have your name, where you are from, the name of the pattern and designer if you followed somebody's pattern. And has to be to me by the 27th. And then I will do a video on the 31st, which is a Wednesday. And surprise, surprise, because I have time through the holidays, I have free time, I'm going to do the slideshow on the 31st, as I should, the last day of the month. You're going to want to tune in then for sure, because I'm also going to talk about our MAL for next year, and it's going to change. Yes, there's a big change in store for next year. You're going to want to tune in to that video and find out what's happening. And then on Thursday, January 1st, I better double check, but I'm pretty sure January 1st is a Thursday, and I will be back with a regular video on the 1st, which is a Thursday. So I'll be a little bit busy, but that's okay. I have time that week to do the 2 videos. So I look forward to seeing what you do with all of these nice bright colors. And yes, how are we going to finish up the year? This is the end of our year of butterflies, and I really hope you have enjoyed seeing the various butterflies in all their various beautiful colors. So this ends November, and right away we're going to jump into the 12 days of Christmas. So I'm going to be back to you on December the 2nd, 2 days from now. I look forward to seeing you as I share my advents with you. And until Tuesday, happy hooking.